Hey Risers, I do appreciate. Now, first of all, if you haven't seen my excuse me, I did a trailer reaction yesterday, ish, the other day. It's well to you, it's probably a few days ago, depending when I'm uploading this. So anyway, I was on and yes, the video's not clickbait. I'm talking about the Jetsons, although the Jetsons were ahead of my time. So, excuse me if I don't like get the characters right away. So how weird is that? I know about Scooby Doo and the Flintstones, but not about the Jetsons. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Black Nerd Comedy has made a video about this. If you haven't seen it, his channel's in the description. Go check him out. Tell him I sent you. Um, so yeah, back to what I was saying. I was on Instagram earlier today, and I saw a thing where I saw this picture where it had Jim Carrey next to the animated Flintstones. I say, or Jetsons, I mean. I say animated because I'm pretty sure somewhere like overseas there was a live action Jetsons movie. I'm sure. Because whatever people at the overseas have, we don't have. No offense to all of you out there, by the way. So I have personally. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Jim Carrey. He's a good actor. You know, I seen him all the time in the. I see his performance in The Mask. Dumb and Dumber, the Ace Ventura movies. Um, hell, I even love his performance as the Grinch in the live action How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Yeah, I'll admit it. I know that movie didn't perform well in the box office, but I still love it. Yeah. And recently I heard the actress who played Cindy Lou Who in that movie, I think if I remember, she did like a rock and roll version of her song "Where Are You, Christmas." I haven't get a chance to listen to it yet. I just heard about it. I heard yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't hear the song itself. So by the time you see this, I already have. So, um, and of course, Jim Carrey being one of my favorite actors. And of course the Jetsons, of course being ahead of my time, but I do know some characters. I have mixed feelings. Um, Jim Carrey as the main character, correct me if I'm wrong, but as George Jetson, uh, I mean look what Jim Carrey did as the Riddler, for example, in Batman Forever. That he turned the villain into like a kind of. To be fair, it was Jim Carrey in the '90s during that time. So, what do you expect? Um, Although I do have mixed feelings about it, I think it's been. I think it's. I think we. Now, hear me out about this. I know I'm gonna get some negative comments. Personally, I think it's about time we have a Jetsons live action movie, because the Jetsons has been through a lot. Because they did a crossover with the Flintstones, and I could be wrong about this one too, but I think they did a crossover with WWE, unless that was the Flintstones who did a crossover with WWE. And hey, at least I'm onto something, right? And then they had a animated movie. Um, oh, what year was it? They came out. They came out with the Jetsons animated movie. Some point in the '90s. Um, so, but we did had a Flintstones movie too, if you count the Viva Rock Vegas. And then we had and then after that we had like Scooby Doo, live action Scooby Doo movies, which I still love. By the way, I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying it as an example. Um, Now I honestly I have mixed opinions about this, but at the same time, I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, Jim Carrey being one of my favorite actors, and you know, the Jetsons being out. um, and to be fair, we had movies, that were announced and or somewhat shown. For example, remember the whole Scoob Holiday Haunt fiasco? They showed the movie and they said the movie was pretty much done. It was still shelved. My theory is what is scaring me the most is that, okay, so here's the theory. My theory is that this movie is going to be fully completed with Jim Carrey as George Jetson. Um, and it's going to be shelved. And seeing how Hanna-Barbera is, or Warner Brothers is going to be involved, I'm pretty sure. And if you don't remember, Warner Brothers, what was it, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were dealing with the tax write-off thing, and they shelved the Batgirl movie and Scoob Holiday Haunt. So figuring out that the Jetsons live action movie is a possible thing, and makes sense seeing how we are waiting for a possible Mask 2, if you don't count Son of the Mask movie. Yeah, most of us movie nerds don't talk about that movie. And in a possible live action Grinch sequel. So I don't know. I'm excited about it. Don't get me wrong. That we're getting a live action Jetsons movie, but at the same time, I'm scared that seeing how the Jetsons are a Warner Brothers property, technically. I'm scared it's gonna get shelved. I don't want to cause anything. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure it won't. Hopefully. I don't know. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I want to see a live action Jetsons movie. I mean, after all, I think back when the Flintstones movie that came out in 1994 was being filmed, or was being talked about or whatever. Around that time, I think there was a live action Jetsons movie, but we never actually got it, and that's what really scared me about it. So yeah, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm low key scared because I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens because I just saw it earlier today. And look what Jim Carrey did when he played Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic movies. But I'm sure this is gonna work. I'm praying it will work. Hopefully it will work. Knowing Jim Carrey, he's gonna do his best to be Jim Carrey and do his best. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm just hoping it would actually pull through, and we may or may not. We probably will get a trailer sometime between this year and before whenever the live action Jetsons movie comes out. So, are you excited for this possible Jetsons live action movie? I am. I just hope it actually goes through, because if not, I'm pretty sure all of you Jetsons fans out there will be upset. And don't get me, yes, I'm excited for it, but I don't want to get my hopes up for it. And that's why I was saying all those things earlier about, the Jetsons movie possibly being shelved. I'm trying not to get my hopes up. I don't want the movie to be shelved. I want it to actually happen. But at the same time, I don't want to get my hopes up, because the last time that happened, we didn't get a third Ninja Turtle movie in the Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies. So yeah. So what do you think about it? Are you excited? And are you excited to see Jim Carrey and what he'll look like as George Jetson? I'm pretty sure he dressed up as George Jetson one time for Halloween, and that somehow and the people who are making this movies probably saw that and took inspiration for this. If that's not a coincidence, if that was a coincidence, I would be surprised. So, and since Jim Carrey is gonna be George Jetson, See, this is why I don't talk about the Jetsons, because the more times I say it, the more gibberish I make it out to sound. Uh, the Jetsons, since Jim Carrey is gonna be the father, George Jetson. Who do you want as the rest of the Jetsons family? And do you think Astro is gonna be like what Scooby is? Is he gonna be like CGI, or is he gonna be like a Muppet? Let's see.